Welcome back everyone. This video is about roadmap if I would start preparation from this August. I am Pratiksha, GATE All India rank 48 and 83. I have completed my MTech from IIT Kharagpur, appeared engineering services interview, worked as senior verification engineer at Samsung Semiconductor and currently working as senior verification engineer with Micron Technologies. In this video, we'll understand GATE from end to end, starting from why GATE. What are the opportunities which we get by qualifying the GATE examination? I'll also walk you through the exam pattern, paper structure, and type of questions, positive marking and negative marking. I'll talk about different strategies for college going students, repeaters, and working professionals. Then we will see 7-month roadmap. You could start it from August or July till your examination day. I'll also discuss each phase in detail. And finally, we'll conclude the video. So without wasting our time, let's get started. Before that, I would like to thank everyone who have supported this channel, and also the reason why I took this topic was majorly on the request of the students. Let's begin. So why many students appear for GATE examination? The reason is simple. GATE is actually GATE for various opportunities. Starting from your higher education, you can study in MTech, you can do your MTech from IITs, NITs, triple ITs, you can pursue your PhDs, you can even pursue your education in foreign universities, you will get scholarship for that. It opened door for PSU jobs, government and defense sector like DRDO, ISRO, BARC, and other opportunities directly in private sector, and many more such opportunities. Now, what is GATE examination? So, it is a simple aptitude test in engineering. It is conducted by 7 IITs and examination is online in nature. It is 3 hours examination. It is of 100 marks and whatever score you get will be valid for 3 years for admission purposes. And mind you, every year lakhs of students appear for this examination. Exam pattern is simple. The examination is of 3 hours. You will have 65 questions. There will be total of 100 marks and the questions will be having few questions will be having negative marks as well. And it is completely online examination. Coming to mark distribution, the 100 marks are splitted accordingly. So there will be 15 marks for aptitude that is fixed and mathematics and core will be for rest 85 marks. Most of the time mathematics will be for 15 marks and your core subjects will be for 70 marks, but sometimes mathematics can be between 12 to 15 marks as well. So accordingly your core subjects weightage will slightly increase, but aptitude will be fixed for 15 marks always. Now talking about types of questions, we'll have three types of questions. MCQ, which is multiple choice questions. You will be given four options and you will have to choose one correct option out of that. This type of questions will carry negative mark. Whereas MSQ, which is multiple select questions, you will have to choose multiple correct options if they are, and here no negative marking will be there. So there can be more than one correct options. Similarly, NAT, which is numerical answer type, here you have to physically enter the answer using your keyboard. It will be numeric in type. Here also there is no negative marking. Only negative marking are there for MCQ, in which only one correct option exists. Now coming to marking scheme, the questions are either of 1 marks or 2 marks. So if you get it right, you will get +1 or +2, and if you have wrong answer marked, then in case of MCQ, you will be having -1/3 marking, which is if 1 mark question you are doing wrong, then it will be -0.33 marks. Similarly, for 2 mark question, it will be 0.66. For MSQ and NAT, there is no negative marking. For unattempted question also, no negative marking. Now, moving forward to the next topic, that is how different students should focus differently. We'll talk about how college students should focus on what particular things, what repeaters should prioritize, and what working professionals to prioritize. Starting with college going student. Now, college going students usually wait for syllabus completion and they tend to ignore mathematics and skipping PYQs. But let me tell you, you have the biggest advantage of starting early. So do not wait for your syllabus to get completed. Stay consistent, strengthen your mathematics and aptitude skill. Along with your college syllabus, try to prioritize solving PYQs regularly and follow a structurized weekly plan. So try to allocate fixed hours daily, and with every day consistent effort, you will be able to cover a lot huge portion. So do understand your advantage of starting early, utilize this time, and do not wait for your syllabus to get completed. Now, coming to repeaters. So, repeaters have the biggest advantage of experience. You have already given the examination once, so you are well aware of the mistakes you have committed, the resources you have followed, and especially the exam pattern and real time exposure. So, you do utilize the experience, do not commit same mistakes. Do analyze why last time you got the rank or marks which you have actually got. How could you improve that? Analyze the mistake, fix your resources, and do utilize your experience. Do focused preparation, focus on the areas which led to your failure the last time. Give your major time on mock analysis, improvement, revision, making your smart notes, and believing in your efforts. So I understand that being repeater have will give you an additional burden of proving yourself, but friends, do not worry. Trust the process, believe in yourself, and stay consistent with the process. And prioritize on fixing the issues which led to less scoring last time. Now, coming to working professionals. For you, the biggest advantage is you do not have the pressure of proving yourself. You are already working. But that's where the challenge comes. You have very less time. You have so much of mental fatigue and inconsistent routine. So please consider your time as your greatest asset. Utilize your morning hours before going to office and your late hours after coming from office, and focus on prioritizing the topics. Do not study everything. Try to focus on maximum topics which on the topics which are giving you maximum marks. Utilize your weekends very well, and remember that if do not plan of a very large goal at a time. Do step by step, daily give your inputs, and on weekend utilize weekend well to get the maximum output. I hope now the college going student, repeaters, and working professional are aware of which areas to focus upon, what to prioritize in the limited time. Now let's talk about what exactly is to be done and why I am coming up with this video in August. The reason is simple. August is the exact correct point wherein I'll say you are neither too late nor too early. So you do not even have to panic that you have not done enough, and you should not go into the state that I have much to do. So you are in the midpoint of both. This is the best time if you can start even from this point on and focus consistently for next 6 months in proper phase wise approach. I am pretty sure that you will be coming out of gate examination hall with flying colors. You have enough time to solve PYQs, to complete most important subjects. I'll not say all the subjects, but most relevant and scoring subjects you have got enough time to do revision, to solve mock exams, and to actually get ready for the exam. And hence I believe August is the best time if not started yet. Now we'll talk about all the phases starting from August to September, which I call as foundation phase, wherein you will be completing your basics 2 to 3 subjects. And also core at least one subject is to be done by August September. In October you will be gaining the momentum, so we will intensify our preparation. I'll talk exactly how. November would be testing and revision heavy. November December would be that way. And last phase of January will be your full exam mode setup, so you will get into that complete exam zone. Let's get started phase wise. So your first phase, which would be starting from July end till August, in this I want you to complete your two basic subjects. So first go analyze what are the basic subjects which carries maximum marks. So with minimal input you can get maximum marks. You can also refer my video on smart study, there you will get good idea about it. But by the end of August you should be good with two basic subjects, and you should have started with mathematics and aptitude. Partial Partially one two chapters of each mathematics and aptitude are to be started. So expected thing is by end of this phase you should be good with at least two to three basic subject. You should have the short notes ready. You should be able to solve the basic level questions. You should be comfortable with them. Okay, so by end of August at least 20 to 25% of syllabus must be over. In the next phase, we'll prioritize on core learning. So your August till September part will be focusing on core subjects. Here we will do advanced topic of mathematics and aptitude, and we will revise the basic subjects. Along with that we will add at least one core subject. So by end of phase 2, that is by end of mid August, I mean by end of September, you should be good with at least four subject, which will involve either two to three basic subject and one core subject. Topic wise PYQs done. You should have your short notes for all these four subjects, and you should be comfortable in solving at least 40 to 50% of PYQs of this subject. Now coming to phase 3. Now you have, by this time you have already covered at least your four subjects. We can say at least 70% of these four subjects. Mathematics and aptitude cuff at least 50% is done by this time. I'm expecting that. If that is the case, then we will prioritize on revising the already completed subjects, and along with that we will pick up one to two more core subjects. And mind you, by now you have already completed 4 to 5 subjects. So revision plays a very major role. Otherwise, you will start forgetting things from the third phase. So do remember that your 50% of day should go into revision of topic. Rest of the day should go into covering one more core subject. And by this time, at least 70% of your subject, which includes a good portion of mathematics and aptitude, should be completed. And since you are solving problem from the very beginning and from the first phase, by this time you will also develop a good problem solving approach, and you will have good 5 to 6 subject short notes ready with you, and at least one time revision done. Now coming to October. Now from here, October, November, December are the time where things starts intensifying. So in October, depending upon your progress, if you were able to follow the plan in August, September, then you can try covering one more subject and prioritize on revision again. But if you were lagging behind in last two phases, then try covering syllabus. By syllabus I mean one more subject and prioritize on revision. So your October and November will go into the same zone. In November we'll focus majorly on short notes revision, and we'll try giving subject test now. We'll start getting into the zone of test giving. So from November end and December beginning, you have to get used to giving test, and for that best way is to start giving subject wise test. So by end of December, you should be in a position of having short notes of at least 6 to 7 subjects, maths and aptitude completed, and at least given 2 to 3 subject wise tests. And I hope if you follow this, by this time your speed and accuracy has already improved. Now coming to our one of the final phases, that is December to Jan. Now this is the time you enter into your full length test. You have your short notes ready, but now you will stop preparing any new subject. You will focus on short note, your mistake notes, and every weekend at least you will be giving one mock test. You will be analyzing the mock test. You will be re-revising the topics from your revision book. If your concepts are weak, you will go back into your main notes, revise the notes, and you will try to improve your accuracy and speed and improve your scores. Now, what I want by end of January is at least 8 full length tests are completed, 4 to 8, depending upon your speed and progress level. All tests are well analyzed because analysis is the most important part and mistakes are improved. Whatever you have in your short notes, those subjects are well revised. You have reached to the level of good accuracy and good speed, and you have developed a exam temperament is what expected by the end of January. Now comes first week of February when you will have the exact actual examination. And believe me, if you follow this kind of roadmap with a proper goal, I mean, of course, the goal will get clear as in when you do the things. But if you have a rough overview of what is expected from you by the end of January, by end of each month, I am pretty sure that you will be achieving the dream plan, dream rank you are working hard towards. And I am damn sure that your future self will thank you the day you will be getting out of the examination hall. It will thank you for showing up on every day. Now, the most important thing is consistency matters. So, no matter how smart you are, no matter how long you have been preparing for, consistency from August till your examination date matters. That will definitely show you improved result and your dream rank. So, trust yourself, do not give up, and I am sure that we both will see your rank in All India rank list. So this video was about you. Let's write your All India rank next. Mission Gate 2027. Please stay connected to the channel. Do not follow to subscribe, like, share this video. We will also talk in detail about the subjects to prepare branch wise. I'll try to share study plans, how you should cover each subject, how you should approach a subject completion, how you should do your PYQs, how you should analyze them, how to attempt mock strategies, revision strategies, smart study strategies, and motivational stories. I'll try to come up with as relevant content as I can. And please share your views as well on the topics you want to see next. I hope you enjoyed the video and you have gained insights from this video. See you next time. Let's grow together. Thank you.